fucking god, this conversation has gone just straight to hell. Speaking of which, hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Read.
Hey!
Whoa!
How much of that up on the tape?
About Time Knight's sister.
Yeah, about time
Hey,
nights.
stop!
Okay,
Don't talk about my sister like that.
Yeah, let's get off the subject of what Time Knight and his sister got up to, and read
God
"This
damn
Isn't
it.
My House" by Trig 388.
Trigonometry.
It looks
Hey,
like
man.
it says it's in my bathroom.
A comedy human random. Fucking god. Original character main 6. Description of the
Original character
story
donut
is: what happens when you discover that your most private of sanctuaries is no longer there? Two beings, one man and one pony, learn just what they find and find that their bathroom are no longer their own. How do these beings handle the strange occurrence, and will they let it get in their way? Since this isn't my bathroom, exclamation point, did so well, and I was told by many to do more, I have transformed this into a short series where one poor man will be subjugated to more random swaps than should ever happen. Yes.
Now don't get too excited.
The first addition to the bathroom is the kitchen.
What?
You can tell she's on the edge of her seat.
Thanks to
Yeah.
Faraday for supporting the Patreon and forcing us to read this story. We're so fucking happy. This
Yeah.
comedy
This
random...
Let's Read is being narrated by Eeyore.
Yep. This
Yeah.
comedy random story, which I just want to reiterate, I've mentioned before, fuck random. Fuck you if you write a fucking story and decide to label it as random. You are not quirky, you unabashed asshole.
I think 3 of me is labeled as random.
There's some of that fire.
1,012 likes to 18 dislikes.
Oh, so it's a popular story.
It might actually be somewhat good.
I will be narrating, and our fellows here in the call will throw in color commentary and play characters as necessary.
All right.
This
Woo-wee.
story is terrible.
Do you want me to yell like hair?
No. The man was confused. Closing the door and reopening
God,
it
this is
only
already
brought
starting off
about the
beautifully.
same confusion.
Well, this
The
is
hell
really
is this door?
What's that?
What the
The
man was looking
man was
into,
confused.
comma, was not his bathroom. Because
man.
it was the kitchen door, and therefore he was looking at the kitchen. It was
Oh, man.
indeed similar,
In the wrong room.
in the sense that it was still a bathroom, and still took the same special area of his adobe.
Adobe.
Adobe. Is it
Abode?
abode?
Abode, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, A-B-O-D-E.
Still took the same special area of his abode. The special area he set up to be a bathroom, I suppose. But the similarities abruptly cease at that point. The normal blue drywall had seemingly been replaced with perfectly seamless wood, as if the walls had grown to form the room. The usual white tiled floor had been replaced with a similar material. The man set his confusion aside for a brief moment, as his bladder made its way back to the front of his mind. There was a
To
mission
the front of his
accomplish.
mind.
That sounds like a very unhealthy medical condition.
Yeah, your
I
bladder
like the
should...
idea this asshole's like, oh, I've got to pee. Oh shit, my bathroom has been replaced by another room. Oh well, I guess I'm going to take a piss in it anyway.
Well,
Wouldn't you?
No.
He still said it's a bathroom, so all it's different is he got some wood floors. It sounds like a great upgrade. I want that bathroom. Shit.
Yeah, it's still, like, fucking weird, though. You know, just taking it pretty calmly. Anyway, the unicorn was equally confused, staring into what should have been her sanctuary
I'm sorry,
from
did I miss
day
something?
to day.
no,
No, you did not. The story just randomly cut to another character. Had been her sanctuary from the day-to-day madness of the rest of the world. She could only see a blue-walled, white-tiled affront to all that was sacred. This was most certainly not her bathroom, and the most unwelcome anomaly she could possibly imagine. Using the lavatory just received a new neighbor on her checklist. Examine the new bathroom.
Tonight with Ted Koppel.
He has visit.
So, apparently, Twilight Sparkle and this gentleman's bathrooms have been swapped. This is the premise of the story.
That sounds
Yay!
Unbelievable.
And the conflict.
The man had a few difficulties. Unable to find the light switch, he simply left the door open to avoid taking aim in pitch black. The
And
toilet,
they-
and
Volcano
that's
in
what
his
passed
mouth.
for a toilet nowadays, was an odd target. It was opening, raised itself out of the floor, stopping just short of the cleft. And could be proven to have a constant stream of water flowing through it, if one were to peer inside. The man shook twice before his mission was declared successful and searched through for a source of light so that he may continue his normal morning ritual. There, attached to the wall, raised 2 lanterns. The man went to retrieve a box of matches from another room so that he may breathe with an abundance of darkness.
Is it just me, or is this more entertaining than bashing on the story?
It kind of is.
I'm like laughing that they described exactly how many shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The unicorn put on a scowl as she
I wouldn't
searched
call
for
that
the
purple
room's
prose,
lanterns.
I'd call it yellow prose.
Yeah.
It's colored prose.
I hate this.
Brown prose.
All of you.
His
The
poop.
room's lanterns,
Bathroom.
but could find nothing to indicate their presence. Her search came to a halt as she spotted an oddly
The narrator's
portrait
voices change every paragraph.
portrait from the wall by the door frame. A switch. Reaching out with her magic, she carefully raised the small device. The room was suddenly illuminated in crisp, bright light. Blinking in surprise, the unicorn quickly pinpointed the source of the light. From the middle of the ceiling hung a small orb, shining brighter than any lantern.
Hold on, a pic.
No, it wouldn't. A fucking bathroom light would not shine brighter than any goddamn lantern, you fuck. But the
Yep.
unicorn could
Well,
investigate.
IQ, though, very stupid, clearly.
Yeah, before the unicorn could investigate the odd orb further, she was reminded of her initial reason for visiting the room. Closing the door, she set upon her business. Because, yeah, Twilight Sparkle, when
Wait,
finding a strange
This is
room with, like, unexplainable things, is like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna take a piss in here.
I like how the story is still, like, describing in detail how much they piss. Or how they piss.
Because that's all the story is just them pissing and bathing.
oh.
The tub
This
of
is
soapy
basically-
water
this is
could barely
basically-
fit the
Yay.
bed.
I think we
It's
figured out what Faraday's
conflict.
fetish is.
Yeah, I think we've worked that
The
out.
conflict
I
of
hope we
interest.
never would.
Oh, room looks different.
The tub of soapy
Like
water
my bath-
could barely fit
I'm not
the
gonna-
man.
Nobody cares.
You're interrupting me.
Well, the first chapter is about...
The bubble
shit.
landed. The bubble landed. Broth threatened to slosh over the sides of the container even more than it already had, as the man fiercely scrubbed himself in the cold liquid and dim light. Despite the uncomfortable bend he had to make in his knees so he could fit in the tub, the man shivered as he scrubbed. Apparently, this new bathroom believed in neither hot water nor showers. So toilet has no shower, and also this guy.
No hot
Apparently-
water.
Water?
Apparently,
Well, we know
Apparently.
they use hot water because
use
they
hot
used
water.
water in
Why?
Ponyville one day.
Why is this guy, after having related to himself, just being like, oh, fuck it, you know what, this place is still mysterious as shit, I'm just going to take a fucking bath in it.
Hey, I know the first thing I do to make sure a place is safe is bathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Like
That's
it's like
everything you do.
it's like this seems like a weird, like very strange version of The Sims where their entire environment changes, and so their first thing they do is go, "What is happening?" And then their second thing they do is immediately use what they have now found.
Yeah, well, immediately after walking to everything in the room and going like, yeah, ha ha, woo woo.
We get
Oh,
that's the
no, it's no
joke.
fun in
We're
Tonnage,
just
no fun in
shitting
Tonnage.
on
Wow,
its
wow,
concept,
wow.
Faraday.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's basically like
This is
that's what they're doing with the
That's
what?
so lucky.
What?
She
And they're like,
glared at
okay,
the
well, this
porcelain
is my
behemoth before her. This was not any sort of toilet she'd known. The first issue was that the beast was high enough for her to rest her chin upon it while standing. The second obvious problem was the device had some form of risen back which could prove difficult for her to rest comfortably against with her tail. Despite this issue, she had no choice in the matter. She would have to figure out this toilet. Carefully, the unicorn leaned forward until her posterior was airborne and attempted to delicately place it upon the seat. She succeeded only in slipping off of it and onto the floor. Turning to face the toilet, which she was convinced was mocking her, the unicorn decided to take a much more forward approach and throw herself onto the seat, wrapping her legs around the back of it and clinging on. The triumphant grin on the unicorn quickly disapparated as she noticed an odd sensation about her tail, almost as if it was wet. Looking back in sheer terror, she discovered her tail was indeed wet, for it had dipped itself into the bowl. The unicorn flailed in disgust, attempting to retrieve her tail, the last wanted bath it had ever gotten, not noticing the metallic lever until her foreleg pushed it down. What she didn't notice was the sudden loud roar from the toilet as the suction brought upon her tail, the strength of it pulling her backside down through the seat, forcing her legs up against her body. It was then she decided that she cared nothing for the evil toilet.
That
Wow.
must be an odd way to use the bathroom. Like, you know.
I don't know why, but that seemed like at certain points it wanted to start sounding erotic, but then immediately went to like starting to try and sound as unerotic as possible. And it just kept flipping back
I
and
don't
forth.
know, I thought that
between
was
the two.
erotic all the way through.
I mean, I came.
this is the most
It's like it started with she
Boring.
placed her posterior upon the seat, and then it immediately switched to she wrapped her legs around it.
Oh my.
goddamn. This is
The man shakily rose from the water as he pulled the stopper from the drain, its joints popping in protest of their time confined so uncomfortably. With care, the man stepped from the tub and quickly braced himself against the wall and the slick floor, attempting to betray him to gravity's cruel embrace. It would have none of that. Making sure to keep the encountering support from the wall, the man moved towards what he assumed to be the cupboard where towels were stored. Pleased that his assumption was correct, the man withdrew one
Hello?
of the thicker looking towels and proceeded to dry as best he could.
Oh.
So, yeah, basically, I think the story is just this. It's just describing mundane details.
Yes.
The unicorn stood in the oversized tub, not the least bit pleased with the experience provided to her by the strange toilet. The toilet itself was equally disappointed with what the unicorn had provided it, as its still intact seat rested neatly on the pile of magically shattered porcelain that was once its bowl. Magically turning the handle above the faucet, the unicorn waited with a hint of fear visible on her features. The
She
fear
smashed-
was replaced with relief as water poured forth from the faucet. Looking for the plug belonging to the drain, the unicorn's eye fell upon a small lever directly above the faucet. Licking her lips and releasing the audible gulp, she fearfully flipped the lever with her magic. The unicorn stared in confusion as the water cut from the moment, then yelped in terror as a moment later the water returned. Only it was bombarding her from above. The unicorn slowly began to let her fear go as the water running over her appeared to be holding no ill intention, allowing herself to enjoy some form of comfort from the strange bathroom. The unicorn magically squeezed a dab of what she assumed to be a shampoo upon her back and began to lather her fur, as the water began to actually raise itself to a smoothly warm temperature. Ideally, the unicorn poured in what enchantment
Ow.
she had been placing on the tub so that the water would become warm as the temperature continued to raise. The unicorn let out a yell of pain as the water suddenly leapt to near boiling temperature. An angry hiss came forth from the overhead. Falling over the side of the tub and onto the tile floor, the unicorn pulled herself from the steam and magically turned the handle of the tub past off position to the point it broke off free of the wall.
There's nothing to make fun of here.
No, it's,
There-
it's
Well, except for Duhad's voice. But
Yeah, that's what I was amused by.
yeah,
That and the fact that she broke the toilet and now the bathroom.
yeah, pretty much. As I said, this entire story is just banality, trying to be well random. On his
Well.
knees before an absurdly low sink and wall-mounted mirror, the man was carefully cleaning an unfamiliar toothbrush in a stream of cold water.
Cannibal Corpse does Let's Read.
Upon deciding it was clean enough to be permitted entry, he loaded it with what he assumed to be toothpaste and began
Yes,
to
sir.
fight off tooth decay.
Why does that sound erotic?
Load
Hi,
the
Iron
rocket ship with,
Chief. Nice to see
load
you
the spaceship with
again.
the rocket ship with the rocket fuel.
If you're gonna put the rocket fuel in the ship and blast it all off the way to Planet Hogan.
Dude, that's
Brother.
radical, dude. Oh, that should be the next one.
And severely dehydrated, the unicorn pulled herself shakily out in front of the tall sink and mirror. Between the sink and the mirror sat 6 odd holes. Four rectangular design with a circular one that was side below and between each pair of triangles. Levitating toothbrush, which was not her own before her, the unicorn mentally decided that one day without brushing wouldn't be the end of her teeth, and sat back where she found it. It was then that one of the unicorn's legs gave out in a weakness and buckled, causing the unicorn to slip in her horn to come in direct contact with one of her strange holes. The orb of light overhead burst. I did that once. It was totally bullshit.
Ellis, is this really the time?
All right, sorry, man.
Don't
It was one
stick
time
your
me and my
horn in
friend
the hole.
Keith, we swapped out this guy's bathroom with the unicorns. Keith was so excited, he decided he was going to put the whole thing in a big tree. Oh, this isn't really the time for that.
Oh
The man
shoot.
swirled the water about in his mouth before spitting into the sink. As he wiped the droplets left across his face with an arm, he rose to his feet and turned to leave the odd bathroom. As she sat in the middle of the dark room, the now slightly blackened unicorn decided she had taken all of the punishment she should be put up with for the foul and tainted bathroom, and had replaced her beloved sanctuary with itself. Focusing all of her magic and fury on the thought of returning to her own bathroom to its rightful place, she let loose a great lavender light from her horn, and eyes as she cast the most powerful spell she had ever created.
Wait, she created it?
No.
She
that's
created
how
the
it's-
magical light.
She ever, yeah.
It's his
Ah.
class.
The
Yeah,
man
in the story,
stepped
yeah.
out into the hole as a great earthquake began to rock his world.
Oh
Turning
boy.
around, the man
Oh, baby,
watched
oh,
in both
baby.
awe and terror as space began to rip
feel like-
itself apart within the center of the strange bathroom. The man could
Yeah.
only stare into the tears between worlds while the bathroom was pulled inwards upon itself in the void. For a brief moment, the man was allowed to witness the whole of two worlds and all that lived between them. All that within was realized and had yet to be dreamed was shown to the man's thoughts, that small window in space between the worlds. And in that instant it was gone, replaced with a barren light room and exposed wiring pipes. Shaking both the oddity of his bathroom missing and the sudden sense of his place in the universe, the man closed the door to the room. He would deal with it after breakfast.
Oh god.
And that's the end of the story. That
Yay.
is literally the entire story.
Which is good because it was short, as we've said earlier.
Well, that was a thing.
That was...
That was a thing.
I have no opinion on this right now.
Yeah, I really
I-
don't.
It was. Because I wasn't really paying attention for most of it.
It was a thing.
It was nothing. It was neither
It was
good nor
just-
bad. It was the absence of story.
And
Well, it has
that's what upsets me most. This is my cancer. I don't like this.
I miss
Living the dream. Actually, I missed
three of me because
Yeah,
at least
I
I
missed-
get.
Join us
At
next
least-
time for more Hands and Three of Me School Society and Sunset.
Yes. if we
And
get
living
around
the
to that.
dream.
And any
Yeah.
story but
Yeah,
this.
join
And
us for more
Hands.
Living the Dream as soon as I can actually get Soundspeed, Cabral, and Lightning Rap into a call. But no, seriously, we will continue with our regular
That might be the next
scheduled
year.
Let's Reads sooner than later. Thank you all for being patient, and we'll see you guys next time.